Welcome to this clip, which looks at how to answer the questions on your monitoring form and why it's important. Completing all the paperwork for funding applications can feel like a slog, and you may well ask yourself, does anyone actually read these forms? The answer is definitely yes. At the end of the fund, we pull together a report taking all the stories you've provided back to the funder to show how important your work is to creating a thriving community in Bolton. Without this evidence, we can't demonstrate the value of the funding. Your first step is to log in on the Bolton CVS homepage. Go to the bottom right hand side and there you'll see the login link highlighted in yellow here. Log in using the email address you used when you applied for the application in the first place, and if you can't remember your password, you can always request a reminder. Once you've logged in, you'll find a user menu on the left hand side. Go to My Applications and then you'll see a list of all the grants you've applied for online. You can view your full application by selecting the View link, and you can also submit your monitoring highlighted in yellow here. Now to the monitoring form. When you answer the first question, you just need to outline what you did with the money. It's here that we check if you've done what you said you'd do on your application form. So example, if you ask for money to purchase a laptop and software to enable you to reach people struggling with their mental health during lockdown, then you need to tell us about how many online sessions you had and what kind of things you did. In other words, don't just tell us you purchased the equipment. What's the most important change that's happened as a result of this project? I think it's here that you can take a bit of time to reflect and celebrate your hard work. Is there something that's particularly moved you perhaps? What is it that's made you feel that all the hard work has been worthwhile? Try and get that down for us, as it's gold dust, and we can use that to showcase your work to funders and perhaps pick up on our social media. How many people have directly benefited? On your application form, you've already told us how many people you estimate will benefit from this project. So we'll just check in here and see if the numbers roughly match up. And of course, we're looking for individuals here, not how many times one person attended a session. We ask how many people directly benefit, but be mindful about over-reporting or under-reporting here. For example, if we funded you for children's activity packs, it might well be that parents and carers are direct beneficiaries as well, so you can count them in. Tell us about the difference your project has made to your beneficiaries. You don't have to write loads here, but make sure you refer back to the fund priority. So in the case of the Bolton's Fund COVID Resilience Grant, the priority was helping you deal with the emergency. So for example, if you asked for funding to cover volunteer petrol expenses to enable your organisation to support members of your community who were self-isolating, tell us the difference your volunteers were able to make for those individuals. Your volunteers. We've already asked you how many volunteers you expected to be helping out in the application form. Tell us a bit more about your volunteers here. Perhaps give an example of one particular volunteer. As well as helping others, how has that volunteer role benefited their own mental well-being, for example? We've added a new question here because we're trying to get as much information as we can about the impact or likely impact of COVID-19 on your organisation. So tell us as much as you can and we'll feed that back. Tell us about something you've learnt or would do differently. Sometimes things don't go to plan. That's not a problem, it's the nature of the work you're doing. Tell us about this, as it can provide important information about changes that are taking place on the ground and demonstrates learning and development as an organisation. We always ask for some quotes from people that have benefited from your project. I can't tell you how valuable these quotes are that you send in. This enables us to bring life to our reports, and we'll often add these quotes to the photos that you provide. So don't forget to collect things that people tell you as you go along. Just record a quote on your phone or just jot it down as people say something that you think is demonstrating the value of your work. You can also ask people open-ended questions such as, how would you have coped without this? Or what difference has this made for you? Quotes from satisfaction surveys you do demonstrate what people think of your work, which is helpful too, but don't forget to capture how people feel as a result of their involvement in your project. Finally, financial information. We have made this as simple as possible. We just want to know if you've spent the money on what you said you'd spend it on in your application form, and if you've got anything left over. We ask you to keep receipts, and we do audit spot checks, so at some stage we may ask you for your receipts, so make sure you have these and you keep them safe. If you have any money left over, you can tell us how you wish to use this, and we'll let you know if this is agreed or if you need to return the funds. Don't forget to tick the box confirming all the information is correct, and then upload 3 of your best photos. And of course, don't forget to make sure that you've got permission from those individuals for us to use those photographs. You don't have to complete your monitoring in one go. Some people like to complete it in bits. You can save a draft. After you've pressed the save button, make sure you wait until you've had a message that pops up at the top of the screen telling you your draft is saved and you can return to it later. Once you've completed your monitoring form and saved it, you'll see a pop-up message confirming your monitoring has been submitted. Thank you for completing your monitoring, and don't forget, if you need any help or support with your form, you can contact the team on the email address or phone number below.